with another great Fishman podcast. Everything you hear is true. We haven't been doing this for a while. We took a little break after COVID, and here we are back. I am so excited to be back in doing this because a lot of you have actually been popping by the Everything You Hear Is True podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere where you can stream a podcast. There's been a lot of listens lately, and with the old material, so we figured we'd start making new material for you now. I am also live on my own personal YouTube channel called Lord of the Rigs. And today we have a very special guest. His name's Bastian Martinez. He is from the internet. He is a player that I've been obsessing over for months and months and months on end. And I'm just really, really happy to be here introducing him to you now. And let's get at it. I'm just really excited. So here we go. Bastian, how you doing?
Hey man, here not bad, just trying to play guitar, just the classic things, like a guitar player.
Yeah. So let's start off because you're somewhat of you're very known online, right? And I know you have a lot of followers and you're picking up a lot of heat, but I'm one of your biggest fans. I constantly always post I hashtag like players like Ben Eller, and I don't know if you know Ben Eller, but he does why you're playing sucks, or I can't remember his shtick, but Ben is such a great teacher. He's such a great player, and like you put up these posts, and I literally put up like alien emojis because we think you're from another planet because you're so good. But
thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, and yes, Ben is crazy.
Why don't you do us all a favor while you're here? And there are actually, I have a live stream of people that are commenting, so maybe we'll take some questions as we go. But I just fill us in on where are you from and how old are you? Just tell us a little bit about you and your career and what you're doing.
Nice. So first of all, I'm from Chile. So this is my country. I'm from the capital of Chile, Santiago. So I have lived here all my life, so I have 24 years old, and I have been teaching guitar this last 2 years, and now it's just put videos in Instagram. That is my work now, just make content with the guitar, and now I'm trying to finish all my songs, so it's to go into the musician life. It's not too easy, but if you love that, it's amazing. It's a really special career, a really special job to do. So I'm really happy to be here again, so thank you so much for the consideration. And I play guitar maybe as I started to play guitar as my 14 years old as now, and it's a lot of time playing guitar, but it's not too much. I can't say now I have playing guitar all my life. It's just 11 years at now. So that is I'm from Santiago and I have 24 years old. So that is the information.
That's amazing. You are very advanced for the amount of time that you've been playing. So that's pretty cool. So tell me a little bit about your technique.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, sorry everyone. There's a little bit of a delay, but either way, tell us a little bit about your technique and things that you like. Like what guitar players inspired you, because you have a very unique style.
Yes, my best inspiration in the guitar, are John Petrucci, Dimebag Darrell, Guthrie Govan too. But who inspired too much to make content in Instagram? It was Steven Taranto. He's an amazing. And I remember when I was working in the airport in 2019, and he literally motivated me to play guitar. For me, always watched Steven Taranto videos was an amazing experience and motivation. Like wow, I want to do stuff like that. So for me, he's inspired too much to make content in Instagram. So Uh, he's one of my best motivation to play guitar. I John Petrucci too. I really love. He's my father in the guitar, and a lot of guitar players, because it's on Instagram you can see a lot of crazy players, So for me, it's an amazing experience to open the app and watch videos. It's like, okay, so this guy, I don't know this, what the fuck this guy, but he's amazing. I really love to see videos in Instagram because that really helps me to motivate me. Because it's really normal to be frustrated about it. A lot of people when he saw videos about crazy guitar players are frustrated about that. Like, okay, so he plays better than me. But in my case, I always love to see crazy stuff. Great guitar players. It's amazing. It's like, wow, this is an amazing sound. I want to learn that. So it's amazing. I love the guitar. For me, the guitar is my favorite instrument. So I am a lucky guy. I can play the guitar. So for me, it's the most beautiful instrument, and I really love that.
That's really great. Well, I'm a little bit older than you, right? And when I was a kid, we like guys like me or Tosin Abasi or other guys around my age, we used to have like VHS cassette tapes, and we would have to like watch the Paul Gilbert video or the Ingve video. But the crazy thing is that we would have to pause and the screen would shake, and you'd have to like hit clip, 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 and it would still be shaky. So it was really tough to interpret things. Do you feel that a lot of your learning comes with like seeing things online, slowing them down, and having the technology in order to learn? Or are you just like, learning from Guitar Pro, or how do you learn?
I think my best way to learn guitar was uh, learn with the music. Learn Dream Theater songs, Pantera songs, Megadeth songs. Marty Friedman guitar solos. All that stuff really helps me. To get an idea and how to compose music. Ozzy Osbourne too. I really love Randy Rhoads and Zach Wild too. Learn all these crazy guitar players. And it's easy because we have now Guitar Pro, but I think it's a good exercise. Watch live videos in the DVDs or something like that because you can watch the real player of the solo. The fingers, something like that. So I think mix that two things really helps to get a better idea about the guitar solo. So in my case, I always learn with the music, and I think it's nice those times. We have the technology and we can go and watch Jack Gardiner lessons. He's an amazing guitar player, so it's really easy to learn about harmony of theory, theory concepts. But we have now more distraction, maybe more video games. So in that case, I think that is the challenge to the kids now. Play Fortnite, and it's like, why I will play guitar if I have Fortnite to play with my friends. So in those times, I think it's different, but still, you need to still love the guitar to learn more. I think it's a little more easy to learn because you have YouTube and you have a lot of video, a lot of guitar player teaching guitar, teaching his secrets in for free in YouTube and Instagram. So that really helps. It's a really different way to learn. But in my case, I always love to learn with the music because for me that is the most important thing. Because it's for that I play guitar. It's like, okay, it's like I play guitar, but I want to be a musician and I love to compose music. So the guitar is I need to learn more music. I really love to listen music and learn all about that stuff. So that is
Yeah.
my story about the learning process.
No, that's cool. Like, yeah, for me, it was always tough because you would have to slow things down, or you couldn't slow them down because the technology wasn't there. But you guys, you and the younger generation, I think it's great that you guys are all shredders and you can play super clean. Um, so what kind of guitar players? I know you mentioned a few that got you into it, but like, what guitar players right now, both known and unknown, do you feel are like inspirations to you, or you consider your peers?
I think I discover now. Let me remember that. It's Spiro Ducias is an amazing guitar player. Really focusing the technique, but he upload music to demos in Instagram, and it was amazing. It's a really nice musician, and it's. I think that guy's a different level of technique. It's crazy. It's like wow, that was impressive. This guy is crazy, and and let me remember that because I know a lot other guitar players really inspired
Well,
me too much.
well, real quick too. What kind of player?
don't
What kind of
remember.
what kind of techniques does he do that you like?
He play this guy Spirit used to play with a lot of economy picking and stuff. Really crazy economy picking, really faster things. It's really crazy to watch his videos in Instagram. It's like what the fuck is that? It's crazy that is possible. And I love to watch his videos because they're really short. And you get a lot of information of technique, and it's crazy. Really inspired to practice more and get more control with the guitar. And still love the Steven Toronto videos. When he put his videos in Instagram, I really love to watch that because it's like wow. I remember when I watched all this video and really inspired too much. And Rick Graham stuff. This other guy I really love his playing is called um, Brandon Ellis. That guy is impressive. Is his vibratos and bendings are amazing. He's an amazing guitar player. I really love to watch his videos too. Like wow, that was impressive. This guy is amazing. He's an amazing guitar player. So I really I enjoy to watch videos of the guitar. And people doing crazy stuff. That always is really nice to me. Like wow, that is impressive. I really love to play. I would love to play like you.
I was on tour with Brandon. He played with Exodus on a summer run, and he's always phenomenal to watch play. And I was drooling over him, and I was like, I've known him for a long time, but I was like, you got to play Fluence, you got to play Fluence. But he's pretty happy with what he's got going on now. But man, is he good, and he's great in Black Dahlia Murder too. Do you know any of his licks? Like, do you know anything? You're holding a guitar. Play something that's inspired by him. I know that you know some of his licks.
I in my case, I always love to watch this kind of stuff, but learn, without learn something by him. It's like okay, I will listen to your and watch your video, but maybe I will learn without watch your video. Just to remember your sounding in the guitar. So he always do this free and scale, harmonic minor stuff, and with this kind of vibratos, really, this old school feeling when he play, and I love that because now all the guitar players are focused on the modern stuff, but don't respect too much the old era of the guitar players. In my case, it's amazing when I hear that, and he always do some kind of movement like. That kind of feeling when he play. You get an idea. It's amazing. I love to watch his videos. It's really motivate me too much.
That's really really awesome. We got a question coming in from Daniel Allen. He's writing, do you feel with the flood of content, raw and highly produced, that it's difficult to maintain confidence in your playing? So I think what he's really asking too is that there's a lot of talent out there in the world. Do you feel like you always have to one up yourself, or do you feel like you're there and innovating?
I really I feel there. It's like I use a MIDI ARP in my videos, so it's like to do a new different way in the sounding of the guitar, and it's difficult because I really love to take a raw take, just play take my camera and start to record it and without edit anything, But it's too normal in those days, edit too much, all the stuff. But we can notice that, it's when you watch a bodybuilder, that with a really good arms, it's like, man, it's the same thing here. It's like, okay, so that's don't sound real, man. So in my case, I never think too much about that. I really enjoy that and go out there like, okay, so that is great. And I really love all the new content, but a lot of content is really produced,
Yeah.
without playing. It's really crazy that too, because you need to be careful with that too.
What is yeah, so like I agree with you because there's so many good guitar players out there, and when you do something miraculous, it's like everyone's doing the same thing you're doing. And I know even probably in your head you're like, oh well, I'm just playing certain solos or certain licks from other people, but do you spend time creating your own licks that are unique to you and your playing?
Yes, I always do this, because for me that is one of my most important works. Like create my own licks. I always compose all these mini histories. In my post, I try to do a musical idea in my licks. So I always spend too much time composing something in that way. Using the art to get interesting colors and soundings, and I really love to do that. I really love to compose with the guitar and take my, and try to search my own sounding. It's difficult because it's difficult to sound like you, and I think that's the most difficult things to do in the instrument. Is for that I really respect all those guitar players who have his own sound. Van Halen, uh, Eric Johnson, he's amazing. Ingrid Malmsteen, because all of all of those guitar players has his own sound, and now it's difficult to recognize that in the new guitar players. It's really, it's like, oh, he sounds like this other guitar player. In my case, I feel the same, it's when I listen to me, it's like, oh, I sound like this other guy, and it's difficult to search that and find that, but you need to spend time doing that, and now I really focus on to get my own sound, using my own patterns, because it's important. So I really inspiring to me and watch piano players, because I really love that, and try to take those patterns and put in the guitar. So I have pre-practiced a pattern. I call this 3-in-1 pattern, because all the guitar players always we do the same movements like this. That is the classic stuff. But in this case, it's different because you play 3 notes in one string and one in the next one. It sounds really like a piano player. And let me show you this. I love this sound. You get that taka 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 taka, and I love that sound. It's different for me. It's like, wow, that sounds great. I love that sound. Maybe I can practice that and put into my technique. In my licks, my classical licks.
That's awesome. Well, we'll get into technique in a little bit. I know we can definitely go keep going with this, but I definitely want to know. You're playing an Abasi guitar. I personally was there for the beginning of that company. Toastin's such a great player, such a great person in general. What made you play Abasi guitars, and what is it about the instrument that makes you feel like that's your home?
I think it was, they are a really beautiful guitars. I really love that. Looks amazing. But it was, I remember Ivan Chopik,
Mm-hmm.
he talked me about that. Do you want to play with a bass guitar? And it was like, of course. So, of course. And then when I just tried to start to play this guitar, the feelings always was, really nice to play. It's like a race car, it's, you can do a lot of things, it's a really comfortable guitar to play. I'm really happy with this guitar. So looks amazing, sounds amazing, and it feels amazing. So that is my trinity, you know, like looks amazing, feels amazing, and sounds amazing. So if you get good at 3 points, for me, it's that is perfect, you know.
Well, I definitely can say I have touched an Abasi guitar, a number of them, and even though the shape may look unique or different to people, I feel like the guitar is very well balanced. I feel like it's built very well. I mean, just down to the details of like even the way that the strings are kind of positioned. Like I know that you have almost like a multi-scale kind of vibe in there, right? As a bridge and going through the neck. You want to talk a little bit about that and how that helps you?
This guitar is not multi-scale, you know, but I love the bridge too because I love to use the whammy bar, and it really makes me happy because I really love to use techniques with a whammy bar. So in that case, it's always in tune. This guitar is crazy, you know, and I don't know too much about the all the details of this guitar. I'm the classical guitar player who plays just play guitar and spend the time in that, but maybe I need to learn more about my instrument, you know. I think it's important, but you know, it feels really good. The tremolo bar feels amazing, and you know, you can do, you know, the classic stuff like, or I don't know, you know, that classic stuff, you know, all the style guitar player, and I love that. I love that feeling. My hand,
Yeah.
I love that the feeling in the whammy bar, you know,
That's
feels
that's
great.
that's amazing. Yeah, it looks great. I'm sorry. I thought that was multi-scale, but that's just regular. But so let me ask you a question then. You know, I've seen your other posts and I know that you used other pickups beforehand. When you picked up that guitar with all the multi voicings and like, you know, all the different positions and all the different sonic qualities that Fluence has, were you impressed by Fluence? I mean, what was your vibe when you first tried Fluence pickups?
I
I
remember
remember
that
that
because
because
they
they
are
are
really,
really,
you know,
expressive.
expressive. I really feel when I play that, and the tone, it's this tight tone. I really love this, but I don't play too much with that tone. But it's amazing, like the change of this really tight tone. I really love that tone. You can do crazy stuff with that. So it feels really, you know, it feels amazing when you play with that. You know, when I play live, all the people talk me about that. It's like, oh, that guitar sounds amazing, and it's amazing. You know, you can hear that when you play in a live show. You know, all the people do this feedback, and you like, oh, nice, thank you so much. But the feeling when I play that is amazing. You know, and I love this tight tone. You know, you have a lot of different options to do crazy stuff. So it's a great guitar to do everything, I guess. Not just metal stuff or uh, you can do jazz stuff with this guitar. Anything, man. It's a really good guitar to play music. You know, just express yourself. Put your
Yeah.
ideas with it.
Yeah, do you like the
And the pickups too.
versatility? Yeah, do you like the versatility? Do you like the different like sounds? Like the split coil is very unique on that set of pickups.
Yes. Yes, I really love because I play a lot of things. It's not too much thing, but I really love play with clean tones. You know, not too much gain tones. You know, and that's, you know, you can do all that different soundings with this guitar, and I really appreciate that, have that all that soundings in this guitar. So it's really comfortable. You take your guitar and just play with this guitar. So I always use this guitar. I don't use too much my Music Man because, you know, I prefer this, you know, this case. Prefer this configuration in this guitar.
So if you were just to close up on the Fluence thing, you playing other guitars before, would you feel if someone was nervous about trying Fluence because of the fact that whatever it is their hang up is, what would you say to them if someone was saying like, do you like your pickups? Like, what are they? What's the thing about them that like puts them ahead of everything else?
Yes, these pickups, works amazing to do everything from my point of view. You know you can do, you can get dynamic stuff, because that is always the problem. When the people talk about the pickups, it's like no about the dynamic, but I think if your right hand have dynamics, you can do have dynamics all the time. And this guitar have a lot of dynamics. When I record that, you can watch that in your DAW, like
Yeah.
all the dynamics, and I love to watch that, because it's important, because you when you record something, you look at, and it's like, oh, okay, so that responds to my strokes, when I play that, this responds to all that strokes. If you put more effort to play more, with more energy, you can
Yep.
watch that in their DAW. It's for that I think record that is a good way to look about your pickups and hear, of course, to listen your playing. That is the most important, because if you don't like the how it's sounding, you can go in a right way if you don't like that. So that is the most important thing.
Right, right. Well, that's awesome. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're playing our stuff. We love you to have you on the roster. Let's get back into talking about like playing and technique and stuff. If you were like a new guitar player, we're getting some questions here, and people are asking, how much time do you dedicate to practice, and how do you practice? Do you play things quickly? Do you slow them down? What is your advice to someone who's a new, someone who plays but is trying to get to the next level?
Yes, I think when you play guitar and try to get to the next level and to go to the next level, I think the best way, in my case, it's all in my case, I love to go out of my box, because it's like go out of the comfort zone. So it's like, okay, so that is difficult to me. My practice section is about my problems, it's like, okay, why I practice guitar? It's to fix problems. So if I fix problems, I will feel better when I play guitar in the future. So it's for that I practice guitar. It's like I need to be prepared to do any crazy stuff, and be prepared to sound clear with the instrument. When I record music, you can hear you like, wow, I'm playing really bad. So I think one of the best tricks to start to practice is composing your music, is compose your music and then record your music. And when you listen to that, it's like, oh, I'm not too good, so I need to practice and practice your music, man. So do a great sound in your music. I in my case always helps me that. It's for that I love to compose my crazy licks and in the week, because it's my work of composition and technique, because I put a lot of things, crazy stuff, and then it's like, okay, so I need to learn in 30 minutes. I don't have too much time, so I will learn that, and I put that, record that, and edit that, and put in Instagram. So in that case, I recommend to the guitar players just start to compose more music. That really helps, because you need to recognize yourself in that process, because you don't know how you can work and make music, because all the people have a different writing process, so it's important to understand which is your favorite writing process, and pay attention in that, and if you want to go out and get more level, play faster, just practice more in that way. Like, okay, so I want to play more faster, so what can I do? Just play faster, because when you play guitar, you get all that information, and you need to go in that way. So if you want to play faster, just play faster, and use that. Like, it's I think it's a match, play faster and then slow. First slow, because you need to understand the movement, and then you need to put that information in your brain, that stimulus. Like, when you play faster, your brain is recognize all that movement there, and when you go asleep, and the next day you feel better with that. So it's you need to be patient with that, and put all your effort and improve that. It's not too easy, but you can. If I can, you can too. That is my answer for all the new players all the time.
It's so funny that you say that, mentioning even going to sleep. Like, so what I do, one of my practice regiments is I learn something, and obviously it's tough at first, and then you keep playing it, and then like I'll just watch TV for like 3 or 4 hours and just play it slow, play it fast, play it slow, like just playing it at different speeds. And then by the time I go to sleep and then wake up the next day, it's already like 70% better.
Yes, and that is the thing. So it's better to practice, spend time to practice one hour all the week instead practice 8 hours in the Sunday. You know what I mean? It's better practice 1 hour all the day because you go to sleep and your brain process all that information and you feel better when you play guitar.
I love it. I love it. Show us if you can, like let's show us some cool licks that that you like or that you've been jamming on. It'd be cool to show everybody or let people hear what you're currently doing. Yeah, give us a little taste test.
Now I'm practicing this little pattern. I really love that. I'm not too good doing this. I don't know why this is difficult to me, but it's great. I will play that slow, first. It sounds like this. So that's the pattern. It's a really nice exercise. So sounds cool. It's great. And for me, an important thing to do, is separate the work with the guitar and the chill moment with the guitar, because I love to play guitar, but in my case I need to understand that it's like, okay, so I'm working that now, so I'm working with the guitar, with the instrument. I love do this work, but then you need to have that chill moment just for you. In that case, I always just put my guitar and start to play, without camera or something like that, without my Instagram. And it's nice because it's a chill moment with the instrument. I really love to do that.
The thing that freaks me out about your playing is that I know that that's a fairly new exercise or lick for you, but like even when you're playing that, something that you're not familiar with, you play super super clean. Like what is it about your picking or the synchronization? Like what did you do to get your hands to sound that clean and precise?
I always focus on, I remember because a student was asking me about that, and I think about that, because I don't think too much about that, but I think it's because when I play, I literally change my technique, I don't marry it just with one movement, I use sometimes my thumb, and sometimes I use more my arm. So in that case, it's always changing when I play alternate picking. So in that case, I love to go into the alternate technique and just play and feel. It's about the feeling when I play guitar. I really love to feel the movement. When I stroke the pick, the string, feel the vibration of the string, and get that information. For me, that really helps. And other thing I really love to do is practice irregular movements. With the synchronization, is try to, because when we practice alternate picking, we always do 3 notes per string, 2 notes, or 1 note per string. We practice scales, or we practice pentatonic stuff, or chords with 1 note per string. But in my case, I really love to change that and do really weird exercise for my synchronization. So in that case, I love to do patterns like this, or patterns like this. It's really difficult that jumping, And I love to practice too much string skipping, because, if you practice difficult stuff, when you go and practice easy stuff, it's more easy to play, Like that
That's
kind of
unbelievable.
stuff. I really love to practice.
It's absolutely unbelievable. It's great to see you play in person because you never know with these online guitar shredders. Some of them cheat, and you're the real deal. I knew you were the real deal.
Yes.
Would you ever consider cheating in the future?
Man. Yes, it's crazy. No, man, it's just practice, and I really love to practice difficult stuff because when I go and practice patterns like this, let me. It's not too crazy to play that. It's easy. It's like okay, so because I spend too much time to play really crazy stuff, and then when I change and go to play patterns like this or this, the movement is always the same. 3 note, 3 note, 3 note, 3 notes. So for me, it's not too crazy to do that kind of movement.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask this question. So you said you're teaching. Let's promote your teaching at least first. Just tell us where people can find you if they would like to take a lesson with you.
Yes, I'm doing classes now. So I live in Chile, so I learn how to speak English. So it's not the best English now, but I do my best to trying to explain all my concepts in the guitar. And I'm really happy now this year. I have been teaching too much. And when you teach, you learn to, like a teacher. So I always talk about this with my students. My goal, like a teacher, because like a teacher, I have a goal, you know, and the students need to recognize his problems and understand how to fix his own problems. So always my goal, like a teacher, is work with that guys, and create a perception of his own playing. And I think that really helps because in the future they won't depend of you of other teachers. Just okay, so I know how to work with the instrument. So in my case, I really love to do that. Help the students to how to learn in the correct way. You know, really helps too much.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. So when you have a player, someone who's like pretty good at playing, and they're trying to play the 3 note stuff that you've been playing some pretty simple riffs, right? For somebody to start to pick up. What do you notice? Like if someone's hands off or something's happening, how do you correct those mistakes? Do you have to like try to reteach them how to hold the pick or how to strike the string?
I start to talk about all, like your arm position, your feelings when you play, your picking technique when you take that. And I try everything, because it's not too easy, because it's not too easy to get that information about the technique of the students. It's difficult, it's not too crazy to get a great information about that. So you need to be really smart with that and use your experience to help you the student. Oh, I had that same problem in my past, so I fixed that problem like this, so with this exercise. So try that and let me know your feedback. And that really helps, because the students are really motivated with that, like okay, so I will improve that, and they send you videos and you can watch that, and okay, so now I can watch your problem, look your problem. So your problem is you are really tense in your movement. You are playing like this, and you are playing too louder the strings, like this. And for me, it's the notes need to sound. That is the thing. But if you put too much energy, you can go and play the notes out of tune. So that is a problem when you record music too. So you need to fix that, and it's like okay, so remember this. You need to play the notes, but you need to do a correct energy when you play that. So what I mean is it's important to that, so you can look all those details when the students send you videos playing your stuff. Like, okay, so I can look that your problem is this or this. So that is my way. Always focus on and change little things first, because you can't go and okay, so play like me. For me, I think that is a mistake, because the technique is really personal, I guess, and I can't go and put all the technique into a box. Like, okay, you are playing bad because you play with the open hand. So I always ask about his feelings when they playing. How
Yep.
do you feel playing this? And you can hear that. It's like, okay, play that, and the guy can told you, oh, I feel really nice, but sounds bad. It's like, okay, so it's not the way. So we need to change something because it's sounding bad. So in that case, I would love to do that with my students.
Yeah, no, that's really great and really generous of you. So let me ask you a question. Like, I mean, obviously you're somewhat of an unknown in the music industry. So have you ever had a band? Do you play with players that are in your hometown, or are you collaborating with others that are online?
And I work with two talented guys from Chile, but now I'm alone again because is I think I work better alone in this moment, because I need to finish those ideas, and I really love to compose music and go into that context and learn about drums. But I'm not a drummer, I know that. But maybe in the future I will be work with other people. I'm working with a Indonesian keyboard player. He's amazing, and I'm really happy for that because I send the songs and he works really fast. It's difficult that when you work with more people, because my work fluence is, I work too much in the music and the instrument. I all the time with the instrument doing a lot of things, but it's difficult when the other guys are not in the same in the same way like they you need to wait 3 weeks to get a feedback about that. Okay, so I composed that, and for me that's don't work. It's like, okay, so that is not my way. So it's for that now I am alone. I'm really again alone doing my stuff with patience. And I'll eventually mix my music. Because I'm really bad mixing music. I think I prefer too much to compose and send to mix. Because I'm really bad with the mix, and that take time to be nice mixing music. So I understand that. I was like, so I want to expend my time in the composition and not mixing music because I'm really bad with that. I don't have ability for that.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Was there any bands that you were in that were like, have releases and stuff like that prior, though?
I released two songs the last year called Event Horizon and Edge of Existence. Two songs, and I upload that. It's are in my EP, my next EP called Event Horizon, and now I finished the maybe the last three songs. So I need just to record that. So I'm in this process. Yesterday I started to write record the guitars. So I'm really excited for that because it's a really nice process, but it's a lot of work too.
Well, we're really happy. Like, I'm really happy to be talking to you because you're such a mystery, I would say, online. You're just such a great guitar player. Not many people get to know your personality. Obviously, you're a rad dude. Just so happy, and obviously, like the Fishman family, Larry Fishman on down is just really excited about your playing, and I just thought it'd be cool to like jump on a call with you and do a podcast with you, and get we're having a little rebirth of the Everything You Hear Is True podcast, and everything everyone heard today is definitely true. So it's just cool to get to know you, man. It's great. We would love to have you to Boston, or if there's any type of demo work we could do at trade shows and stuff, we'd love to have you around because you're just such a fantastic player.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your opportunity, man. Totally appreciate that. It's I really enjoy this time. Talking with you. For me, it was a totally pleasure, of course, and it was a great moment for me. It's great to talk about that because it's I don't speak too much in my videos. It's just play guitar. The people don't know too much about me, and sometimes it's like this guy is a human or is a robot, it's nice to talk about these
Yeah.
things, and share your ideas about that. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for this opportunity. I really enjoyed this moment.
This
Totally
is
enjoy.
this is amazing. Thank you so much. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna flip over to another screen. Just hang tight because I want to say goodbye to you formally. But just stick tight. Anyone who is watching this listening to this podcast right now, you can find it on Spotify or any other type of place to listen to podcasts. Everything you hear is true by Fishman. That was Bastian Martinez, who is also known as Baxty on Instagram. The internet was obviously a little choppy and stuff. He's in Chile. I don't know what the situation is over there, but I'll just say that he is one of our favorite players over here at Fishman. It's such a great honor to have been able to talk to him, and obviously he's learning English, but he's doing such a great job. So this was just such a great podcast. So anybody who's watching this on live on my personal YouTube, Lord of the Rigs. Sorry about the quality, but yeah, I mean this is what we're here to do. I'm just trying to open up new players for people to hear and check out. But this was a wild one. I'm really happy that we got to get this done. So we'll be back soon with another podcast and another live stream. So just feel free to keep your eyes out, like and subscribe to the channels. Head over to iTunes. Or Spotify or anywhere where you like to listen to podcasts and just like us. And we'll see you next time. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.